Unraveling the mystery of the oldest Native American tribe is a complex endeavor. While tribes such as the Navajo and Cherokee are among the most recognized and populous today, identifying them as the oldest oversimplifies the rich and intricate history of Native American peoples. In the United States alone, approximately 5.5 million individuals identify as having Native American ancestry, encompassing 574 officially recognized tribes. The Navajo are the largest, with around 340,000 members, followed by the Cherokee, with approximately 290,000 members. Other significant tribes include the Chippewa, Sioux, Choctaw, and Apache. However, the origins of Native Americans extend far beyond the formation of these contemporary tribes, tracing back tens of thousands of years to ancient groups whose descendants created the diverse mosaic of native cultures across the Americas. The journey to understanding the origins of Native Americans is filled with both fascination and unanswered questions. Current theories suggest that the first humans arrived in the Americas at least 17,000 years ago, with some evidence pointing to an even earlier presence. These early inhabitants likely migrated from Asia, crossing what is now the Bering Strait. During the last ice age, lower sea levels exposed a land bridge known as Beringia, connecting Asia to North America. This theory, supported by substantial archaeological findings, remains one of the most widely accepted explanations for early human migration to the Americas. However, the Bering Strait theory does not provide the complete picture. At that time, extensive ice sheets covered much of North America, particularly present-day Canada, effectively limiting further southward movement for thousands of years. The vast ice sheets across North America created a formidable physical barrier, confining early populations to the northernmost regions. Only as the ice gradually retreated did a narrow, ice-free corridor open, allowing migration southward. Some anthropologists propose that this single group of early migrants became the ancestors of all indigenous peoples across North and South America, who gradually dispersed and adapted to diverse environments over millennia. However, another theory suggests that some early humans may have reached the Americas by sea, possibly traveling along the Pacific coastline in small boats, following rich marine resources. This coastal migration theory has gained support, especially with archaeological discoveries along North America's west coast and into South America. These findings indicate that early humans possessed maritime skills, enabling them to navigate the challenging Pacific coastline, potentially arriving even before the Clovis people, a culture once thought to be the first true Native American civilization. For many years, the discovery of Clovis points, distinctive spearheads found across North America, led archaeologists to believe the Clovis culture, dating back approximately 13,000 years, represented the continent's first indigenous inhabitants. The Clovis people were identified by their unique stone tools, notably spear points with fluted edges, designed for hunting large game. This was the prevailing theory until about 30 years ago, when new evidence challenged this view, suggesting other human groups may have arrived even earlier. Key archaeological sites, including Folsom, New Mexico, have provided crucial insights into this evolving understanding. Around 10,000 years ago, early inhabitants hunted an extinct species of bison, evidenced by distinct spear marks found on the bones, indicating that highly skilled hunters were adapting to changing climates and prey. Excavations at Bluefish Caves in the Yukon uncovered animal bones marked by human tools dating back approximately 24,000 years, suggesting that people may have been living in North America far earlier than previously believed, potentially enduring the harsh conditions of the last ice age. On Santa Rosa Island in California, human remains dating to roughly 13,000 years ago indicate a group with seafaring abilities, likely those who traveled the coast by boat rather than overland. One of the most famous pre-Clovis sites, Monte Verde in Chile, dates back about 14,000 years and contains evidence of a permanent settlement, including plant remains, wooden structures, and tools. Monte Verde's existence suggests that early Americans may have migrated southward much earlier than initially thought. Paisley Caves in Oregon, a site dating back 15,000 years, yielded fossilized human feces, providing direct evidence of human presence and challenging the Clovis first model, underscoring the need to reconsider early American migration routes. In Hoyo Negro, a submerged cave in the Yucatan Peninsula, archaeologists discovered the skeleton of a young girl dating back about 12,000 years. Named Naya by researchers, her remains represent some of the earliest genetic links to modern Native Americans. Artifacts from a 15,000-year-old settlement include tools bearing some resemblance to Clovis technology, yet predating it by nearly 2,000 years. This finding further challenges the idea that the Clovis culture represents the first Native American presence in the Americas. Each of these archaeological sites adds complexity to our understanding of early, showing that people were present on the continent long before the Clovis culture, and that they adapted impressively to diverse climates and ecosystems, demonstrating significant skill and resilience. As time passed, these ancient groups evolved, adapted, and transformed, giving rise to new cultures and communities that eventually developed into the tribes we recognize today. However, it's essential to understand that these early cultures were distinct from the modern tribes known now. Over thousands of years, societies shifted, merged, and developed new identities, influenced by environmental changes, interactions with neighboring groups, and migrations. Thus, the question of identifying the oldest Native American tribe is challenging, as human societies are fluid and continuously evolving. Even the most ancient tribes today likely embody the accumulated knowledge, customs, and identities from diverse ancestral sources. The Hopi, for instance, are often regarded by many Native Americans as one of the oldest tribes. The Hopi village of Orabi, Arizona, dating back nearly 1,000 years, is considered the oldest continuously inhabited settlement in the United States. This remarkable longevity offers only a glimpse into the extensive journey of the Hopi people, whose heritage likely connects to the ancient ancestral Puebloans. Linguistic analysis provides another valuable perspective on early migrations and intertribal relationships. For example, the Navajo and Apache speak languages from the Na-Dene language family, which is associated with groups that entered North America around 10,000 years ago. These linguistic ties suggest connections to ancient ancestors who migrated southward and ultimately settled in the southwestern United States. Meanwhile, the Algonquian language family is spoken by tribes spread across a broad region of North America, from the Atlantic coast to the Great Lakes. This distribution indicates a shared ancestry among tribes such as the Ojibwe, Chippewa, Potawatomi, and Mi'kmaq. Language thus serves as a living record of ancient migration patterns, shedding light on the connections among various Native American tribes and their early movements across the continent. Adding further depth is the role of oral traditions, which have preserved histories, legends, and cultural knowledge for generations. These oral histories are vibrant, deeply respected, and often symbolic, but they are not always straightforward to interpret in a linear, chronological way. For instance, the Cherokee have stories of a migration involving the crossing of a great river, which some scholars believe could refer to the Mississippi River. However, these stories are layered with symbolic meaning and reflect spiritual beliefs, making them challenging to interpret as direct historical records. Nevertheless, these legends are essential to Native American identities. For instance, the Cherokee consider themselves a people who have existed since time immemorial, a concept that, while not scientifically measurable, reflects a profound sense of continuity and deep connection to their land. For the Hopi, origin legends involve not only migrations but also moral and spiritual teachings that guide them in living harmoniously with nature and each other. These stories convey the cultural and ethical frameworks that have shaped these communities for countless generations. As modern archaeology uncovers more artifacts, our understanding becomes increasingly complex. However, these scientific advancements bring ethical considerations. Many Native American tribes view archaeological excavations with caution, feeling that such efforts sometimes overlook cultural beliefs or disturb sacred sites. Collaboration with Native communities has thus become a priority, with researchers recognizing the need to involve these communities in decisions about excavations, interpretation, and the respectful handling of ancestral remains. Additionally, some Native Americans feel that the scientific emphasis on ancient dates or migration paths can overlook the cultural significance of their oral histories and traditions. For instance, the Clovis First theory was long accepted by scholars. Yet many indigenous groups believe their ancestry extended far earlier than 13,000 years, a belief that science is only now beginning to validate. In the end, determining the oldest Native American tribe may be a question without a definitive answer, as the fluid nature of history and identity means that the search for origins is as much about understanding culture as it is about uncovering dates and artifacts. Human history is intricate, with connections between past and present shaped by countless influences. Perhaps a more meaningful question is how we can continue making discoveries while honoring the heritage and perspectives of the Native American people who live today. These communities are the guardians of ancient knowledge, culture, and identity, elements as valuable as any archaeological data. Each discovery reshapes our understanding, underscoring the importance of a balanced perspective. Through collaboration between researchers and Native communities, there lies an opportunity to blend scientific inquiry with cultural respect, ensuring that new findings enhance our shared understanding without diminishing the rich legacy of America's first inhabitants.